It looks like we've made no progress between the China and the US. If you guys have not seen the news, China threatens to retaliate against nations siding with the United States on trade. Over the weekend, there was some hope that maybe Nvidia's CEO Jensen can kind of like settle negotiations as he went to go visit China with Chinese officials to work out a deal, because as many of you guys saw last week, it was announced that there was a $5.5 million block, a $1 billion block that was put on Nvidia where they couldn't sell these very popular H2O chips to China. China also just announced today, if you guys did not see the news, let me go ahead and pull it up here for you. Is this how you pronounce it? Huawei prepares for bulk shipment of new advanced AI chips as China seeks Nvidia alternatives. That's not good news. That's not good news for Nvidia. Obviously, it's showing that China is moving forward. They're looking for alternatives, and that alternative is not Nvidia. So it is very unfortunate news for Nvidia, causing and creating more selling pressure, more fear, more uncertainty. And that's what I wanted to keep you guys up to date. It looks like there is no progress that is being made between Trump and the Trump administration and China. As of right now, markets are dropping. But the thing that I do want to make you aware of is, our markets oversold enough that they might not be worth shorting anymore. I mean, you guys can decide. I would just be very, very careful. They are oversold enough on the day, with NASDAQ being down 2.6% so far, that yeah, I mean, markets can drop a little bit further on the day. This is just where day traders get where they get caught on the wrong side of a trade. When things are oversold enough, they still or enter a short too late, thinking that it still has to continue to drop. But because it's oversold enough that it begins to establish a support, either trade sideways or actually begin to recover, then turning against you. Remember, when you short, you make money as the stock sells off. If the stock begins to recover, then you begin to lose money. I would just be very careful. Now, one of two things. If your intention is to make money right now, I mean, does it make sense to go long? Not yet. There is no confirmation of a reversal, so I would still wait for that confirmation of a reversal. At least that's what we've shared with our LPP team during today's live trading session. But also, when it comes down to shorting, is it worth the risk to open up a short here, knowing that there's so much recovery potential, but also how much more could it possibly sell off today, right? It's not just NASDAQ, but also Tesla. Moments before, or a day before it reports earnings, Tesla set to report earnings tomorrow. Just a quick little heads up, I might be going live to host Tesla's earnings after the market closes. All you guys need to do is drop a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. But the big loser today, and the reason I would say most of the market is selling off, is just a lot of the negative sentiment that's coming towards Nvidia, or from Nvidia. Nvidia sits at a $2.35 trillion market cap. It broke below $100 per share once again, creating more selling pressure and more panic due to the uncertainty of the trade war that's going on between the US and China. China continues to, looks like, wants to retaliate if any other nations are siding with the United States. So this is going to be very interesting on how it develops and how China continues to impose maybe other tariffs on other countries that are siding with the U.S. Because over the weekend, I believe I saw that South Korea has no intention of retaliating with any tariffs that were placed on them by the Trump administration. So we'll see how China responds to that, so on and so forth. This is still a developing story, as again, it's been on a weekly, daily basis. We're one tweet away from either pushing up or continuing to drop. So again, there's one question that you need to continue to ask yourself. Is this temporary? As of right now, there's three big concerns: trade war, interest rates from the Federal Reserve, and the third thing is now earning reports. We are entering earnings season. Tesla reports earnings tomorrow, Tuesday, after the market closes. And then on Thursday, after the market closes, Google, Alphabet, a $1 trillion company, reports earnings. And then so on and so forth. More big tech companies are going to continue to report. This will directly impact the market and can make things sell off more if they end up coming in lower than what is expected. Please, right? We've stayed patient so far. You shouldn't be afraid to take advantage of an opportunity to go long, right? If you see that to be fit, but please just be mindful of your position size. What we mean by that is, don't use leverage and don't borrow money to buy any form of opportunity, because again, if the dip continues to dip, you can get margin called and you're just going to put yourself in a tougher spot. You shouldn't be afraid to buy into the dip. Just do it with a dollar amount in which you can tolerate. And again, be mindful of the timeline. Markets don't have to recover just because you decided to buy. You deciding to buy doesn't change anything about the market. There is no solution right now about or on the trade war. There is no solution right now when it comes down to interest rates from the Federal Reserve. We still don't know how these companies are going to report earnings, if they're going to come in higher or lower than what is expected. So please just be open-minded and be mindful of that. Don't put yourself in a position that you later end up regretting because you had an expectation that simply wasn't very realistic. So I'm very excited to see how the markets continue to develop. I think markets are oversold enough that they could just begin to show signs of a support and try to recover. So again, this is just my 2 cents. You're an adult. You can do whatever it is that you want. I think markets are oversold enough. It almost would be too risky to open up a short position right now. Not that you can't. I'm just making you aware that markets are oversold enough on the day that I wouldn't be surprised if when they do begin to show signs of a support, if they do begin to recover, that short can quickly turn against you. Just take risk to reward ratios into consideration. Again, I hope to see you for tomorrow's live trading session. If you want to tune on in, it's the second link in the description down below. Again, it's designed for complete beginners and it breaks down to as little as $1.35 per day. So whenever it is that you're ready to join, we hope to see you there. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.